Having anxiety and depression is like being scared and tired at the same time. It's the fear of failure, but no urge to be productive. It's wanting friends, but hating to socialize. It's wanting to be alone, but not really wanting to be lonely. It's caring about everything, then caring about nothing. It's feeling everything at once, then feeling paralyzingly numb. It's hurt, it's pain, it's frustration, it's embarrassing, humiliating even. Nobody understands, nobody gets it, nobody knows what you're going through. You can't express it. You wonder, if he actually knew, would he view me the same way? If society knew the trauma, the embarrassment, would they view me as a man? And you get to a point where you just can't take it anymore. It's too heavy. You finally realize you need help. You need a way out. And so what do? You turn to God and you cry out and you ask for help and you bow before him and you say, I can't do this anymore without you. I need your help. I need you to teach me. And he says, run, my child, run like your life depends upon it. Give it all you've got. Give it everything. Run with all energy and power that you have. And I will teach you to know this freedom. I will show you what it's like to really break the bonds. I will teach you to view your chains that once tormented you as something different. You can be free. Let me show you how. Allow me to show you this newfound freedom, this new way of life, this happiness, this joy. You can be free today. You can experience what it's like to no longer be bound. You don't have to continue on. Allow me to teach you this freedom. Allow me to show you the way. Thank you for tuning in with Liberty Week 3 with Jackie Denise. Today I'm going to outline my 7 steps to getting free. Many people have been inboxing me and asking me, how did you do it? How did you get to a point where you finally were done and said no more? And so I want to just take just a little bit to go over the process. And it is a process. You have to be willing to hang in there. You have to be willing to go through, and you have to want this freedom, okay? So here's my how-to guide, if you will. The 7 steps. I'll break each one of them down. Before I do that, I have a couple of disclaimers. 2, in fact. Two disclaimers. Number 1, I'm a Christian, okay? So all of my wisdom, knowledge, insight, advice, suggestions, everything that is given to me to give unto you is through God. I believe in God. I believe in the life, death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ for my sins. You may have a higher power or another term that you reference God as, and whatever the case, it's fine. These 7 steps will work across the board. But from me, with everything that I do, teach, speak, and give you is based on biblical principles and the faith in my God that I applied to reach this level of freedom. Okay, so that's disclaimer number 1. Number 2, and this is a tough one. You can only do this when you can do this. What do I mean by that? I mean, you have to be led to finally break free from the bondage that's trapped you and that's had you ensnared and entangled and twisted in misery and in humiliation and hurt and pain and agony. You can only do this when you can do this. Okay? It has everything to do with timing, and let me get to my steps here, and your audience, who you decide you want to share this with initially. Okay, I'm I have to share this story with you. A kid named Joseph, and it's a biblical story, okay? There's this kid named Joseph, and he had several brothers, okay? But he was dad's favorite. He was the youngest. So dad went out and bought him this coat, and it was beautiful, and it was radiant, and it had all of these colors, and it was awesome. And you know what Joseph did, being naive and young and just thinking everyone was for him? He put that coat on. He was proud of that coat. He looked good in it. And he ran to his family first. He went to the ones he thought he could trust. He went to his blood, his siblings, and he said, "Look what daddy got me. Look at my coat." And that set envy and jealousy and hatred in their hearts, because their hearts were already against him. Okay? And what am I saying? This is disclaimer number 2. Be careful with being ready for everything that comes with this freedom. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's magnificent. And when you can see things differently than what you see them now, when you can wake up and feel differently, and you can go throughout your days and your life and you're this different person, it's amazing and it's so worth it. But you must be able to endure. Okay? So that's my disclaimer number 2. Let's hop right in. Are you ready? One other thing with that Joseph story, because it's important. As I said, he went to his family first. Just because someone is your kindred does not make them your kind. Just because they are of your bloodline does not make them family. Keep that in mind as we go through these 7 steps, okay? Step number 1. Again, it's based off of my disclaimer number 1. Step number 1 means it's very simple. And this is the Roads of Freedom, guys. This is how I am free today. Okay? Step number 1 is simple. You have to have a relationship with God. You have to. Without that, establishing that, a foundation, your higher power, your spiritual being, whatever, you must have that established. You must be rooted, grounded. You must have an intimate, deep, close relationship with God. Without that, these steps will not work. Step 1, have a relationship with God. Step number 2, you've got to get to a point where you're just tired, okay? You have to be at your breaking point where you just simply are not going to take it anymore, where you absolutely cannot breathe another breath with this weight on you. You got to get to that point where you are so broken that your only recourse is to be made whole. You're in shambles, you're in pieces. You have to be at that point mentally, spiritually, physically. You need to be in your mind to the point where you're tired of being heavy. You're tired of the embarrassment. You're tired of the humiliation. You're tired of wondering, what if somebody finds out? You're tired of living your life the way you live, moving the way you have to move, operating the way you have to operate. You're tired of that. And you just want to be free from it. You just want to be released. You just need to be able to finally be able to exhale. And when you get to that point, then you're ready. That's step 2. You have to be there, okay? Step 3, you have to have, well, my background is special education teacher. And as a special ed teacher, we would have to create these action plans or these intervention plans called BIPs, BIP, Behavior Intervention Plan. You need that, okay? You're going to need to have a plan in place. It's imperative to your being able to succeed and make it through this process. You need a BIP in place. You need to be able to have actionable steps that you're going to take when things come up against you, because they're coming, okay? And you want to stay on the right track. So, and I'll go in another video, I'll go further into this, but you have to be able to train your both subconscious and your conscious mind. All right. I'm reading a a book on that now. Actually, I wish I had it here. I would share it with you. But nonetheless, your subconscious mind, first of all, your conscious mind will tell you, don't do that. No, you can't. Oh, no, you're never going to make it. Because your subconscious mind focuses on what it sees, what's before you, the reality of the situation. Ouch, yes, that hurt. Your subconscious will say, that hurt, you need to stop. I'm going to protect you. While your subconscious mind will keep you on track with the goal that is established here. So we want to operate with our subconscious teaching and leading and guiding us, okay? So we want to move things from the surface, from the conscious realm to the subconscious, that we may operate within it. Again, I'm going to have a whole separate session on nothing but the subconscious and training the subconscious. Is absolutely amazing. Just to give you a real quick example, in the morning, in the mornings I get up, I meditate. It's my part of my daily routine, and hopefully you have a morning routine. But this is something you may want to practice or may want to start doing. When you're giving your morning affirmations or just dialogue, that early morning grateful, I'm grateful for, try doing it this way. And I'm going to teach you what it does, how to move it from your conscious to your subconscious. And say you get up and you say, I am great, I am beautiful, I am wonderful, I am always winning, I am a boss, I am strong, I am no longer, you focus on the I ams, okay? And this is what you do to train yourself and your mind and move from your conscious to your subconscious. You just add an action to it. What do I mean by that? Try jumping jacks. Affirmations during jumping jacks. Heck, if you could get one of those little round, what do you call those? Not the, the big jumpy things that people have in the backyard. Yeah, what am I trying to say? Jumping, yeah, those, yes, that. Instead of that big, ginormous one that takes up half your backyard, get a little small one. Order it on Amazon or something like that. And instead of just saying your affirmations while looking in the mirror, jump up and down on your little bouncy thingy-me-jiggy that I can't remember the name of. And you're going to say the affirmations while you're jumping up and down, or while you're doing jumping jacks, or while you're doing some kind of action or movement. What are you doing? Your conscious mind is focusing on the action of what you're doing. Your conscious mind is saying, I can't fall off of this jumpy thingy. I can't miss a step while I'm doing my jumping jacks. Your conscious mind is focusing on that next step, that next movement, that next action, that next breath, while subconsciously what you're saying is going into your ear gate, and it's moving from that audible sound, that out loud, to your subconscious mind. And now it's going in and it's getting deeper and going in further, because consciously you're focused on what you're doing. So subconsciously you're saying it almost like rote memory, because you do this every day anyways, right? So you're saying, okay, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am strong, I am a beast, I am a boss, and all of that is going into your subconscious. Again, more on that a little later, but again, that's step number 3. We're going to come up with a BIP, a behavior intervention plan, an actionable plan where we can get real results, where we can have strategies already in place so that we can put them into play automatically when things come up. All right. Step 4, and this is got everything to do with that action plan, right? It's having the momentum. Okay. Again, I started by saying this: you have to be able to endure. Think of a human being much like a bicycle. Okay. You've got to be headed in a particular direction. Let me write this quick note down while I'm thinking about it. And it's got to have purpose, and it's got to have momentum. If you're on that bike and you just sit there, you're not moving forward. You're stagnant. You're complacent. You're not going to go anywhere. But the moment you begin to pedal, and that's your action plan. This is step 3 combined with 4. The moment you start to do something and you're headed in a particular direction, that bike now has direction, it has purpose, And what's going to keep it going? It's got to have momentum. You're going to need to have momentum. And that's step 4. Along with the direction that you're heading in and the purpose that you have in mind that we've now gotten down to our subconscious mind, now we've got to keep the momentum going. We've got to get traction. We've got to get going. We've got to keep it moving. We have to stay focused on what is at hand, and that is your freedom. You're so close. You're so close. Again, that's step 4. Step 5, overcoming the opposition, because you will be met with opposition, and it will start with the persons or person closest to you. It's going to be your family. It's going to be your friends. It's going to be the people you least expect. It is going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's going to be crushing. Another lesson, we'll work on it later. I'm going to teach you how to discipline your emotion. You can absolutely bring your emotion into check. You can discipline those. You can choose to respond how you want to respond. You can choose to be sad. You can choose to be angry. You can choose to be happy. Emotions happen, but it's up to us to play those out and to let them linger and to allow them to change our behavior. Again, that's another day. I'll go in more detail, but let's look at step 5, overcoming opposition. People will try you. People are going to try you because why? You're saying you're free. You're happy. Your behavior matches freedom. I'm free should look like my behavior. My behavior should look like freedom, period. And guess what happens when you're happy and things change and people see that? They don't like it. Even the ones who don't really understand it, they will come to you, approach you, and they won't even mean harm, but they'll do harm. They just think they're giving you the best advice that's for you, but you already have the best advice. You've trained yourself. You know, this is what I am doing. This is where I am going. This is what I have in mind. This is my goal. And you cannot allow yourself to be swayed to the right or to the left. You have to be able to stay the course. You have to be able to keep the main thing. You have to be able to overcome opposition. Again, that's where the actionable plan is in place, and we're going to have strategies already for when this occurs, because it's going to happen. You know, if people mean harm and some people don't, but nonetheless, we're going to teach you how to overcome every single opposition that comes up against you. Step 6, you're going to need to fuel up, period. What do I mean by that? You're going to need energy. You're going to need some keep me going. You're going to need to stop into refueling station. You really are what you eat, physically and mentally. Feed your mind. Surround yourself with people who are positive, a support system that will have your back. Surround yourself with those who are eating meat, the same meat you're eating from. You don't need anybody who's still on breast milk. I'm sorry. You are above them. And that's not to mean that in a snobby way. It's the reality of where you are and where you want to be. And it's okay to say that without any ill intent toward anybody else, because this is at this point of survival for you. Okay? And it's all right to say, I'm cutting some people off. You can't go where I'm trying to go. You don't even owe them an explanation. How about that? I'm sorry, I love you, and goodbye. I can't even take the time to explain it to you. For one, you won't understand. And you have to be able to understand that they won't understand, and understand that you need to keep it moving. You need me to say that again? You have to be able to understand that they will never understand, and you need to be able to understand that you have to keep it moving. Got it? It's a lot. I said this is a process, but once you obtain this freedom, which is step 7 in our final steps, in our 7 steps, and that's having the faith and the works. You need to be able to live free. You're going to live in such a way that your faith matches your behavior, which matches your belief, which matches your new reality. I'm free.